Ladies and gentlemen, Tactical Advance here. Welcome to something slightly different today. Now, I've been actually meaning to make a sort of a channel update video. I've sort of wanted to do it on a regular basis, but just always sort of prioritise the content over actually getting it done. But I feel at this point it's probably worth making this video because there's some bits I think I need to update you guys on. Not necessarily going to be changing, I suppose, but probably of what's affected the channel over the last 6-7 months. Well, first of all, an introduction. I live in the UK. I work in central London. I'm a contract project manager at the moment. Work a lot of hours. The only days I sort of have available are normally the weekends. I would love to make a documentary at some point. That'd be really cool. That's something that just it's on the books to do, but it's one of them things. The production time, it's probably going to take me maybe 4 or 5 days to put something together like that, and I just don't have the time at the moment. That's something that I'm definitely going to do further on down the line. It's just finding the time, really. A couple of things with the channel. The people that have been subscribed to me for, let's say, a year, probably longer than that, maybe 2-3 years, I've sort of gone through a transition. Originally what I was doing is the channel was sort of based on variety games, playing games, uploading videos. Now that sort of worked well. I enjoyed doing it, playing a lot of different games. But unfortunately, as my sort of work changed, it had effect on the channel because I went from living near my home, sort of, working normal hours, and then after work, I could make a video here and there. So the content could be every second day, no problem, to working a week, and that's no longer possible, to basically having to come in on Saturday and Sunday. I'm here Saturday now, and I normally come in Sunday as well. And I try and get some videos done for the week. Now the downside with that is, once I actually looked at the content that I was creating, I know a lot of you guys like Star Citizen stuff, but obviously I've got a lot of other following from Warframe and lots of other games, World of Tanks and so on. I sort of asked myself the question, I thought, I'm either going to carry on doing sort of random videos where I do, 1 or 2 videos a week, maybe 1 World of Tanks and 1 Star Citizen, and some weeks, I mean, even like this week, I've managed to do 1 video purely on the basis that, I made 2 last weekend that went live this week. If I split that content out, against variety gaming, I just don't think that the channel's going to do very well. So I sort of made that decision at that point. I thought, look, I've just got to focus on 1 game. I can't be brilliant at all games and add value, because the physical amount of research and knowledge you have to actually make the videos in the first place is pretty extensive. So doing the variety sort of thing still works, but obviously you've got to spend a lot more time invested in them games to understand about the mechanics and so on, to actually contribute something. And I got to the point where I thought, I don't want to be the jack of all trades. I'd rather be really good at one of them and then just focus on one of them and make something of it. And so that was sort of the decision really for me. I thought, look, for now, looking at my schedule, it makes sense. Just do Star Citizen for now. I love it, and clearly it's number 1 in my games list. There's no doubt about it. That's obviously a driving force as well. And that's quite key. When you're making actual content, you've got to be passionate about and like the content you're making. Now, don't get me wrong, I liked all the other games and I'm passionate about it. I play World of Tanks probably more than any other game. But for me, I got to the end of the life cycle and I thought, where's this going? I thought I could dedicate myself to World of Tanks once or twice a week. But there's so many other YouTubers out there in World of Tanks, do a much better job than I do. So I was just thinking, look, I'm probably better off going down my own route and just try and make myself a little bit more individual. And I think I've done a good job with Star Citizen. I know the content's not necessarily where I want it to be, but that sort of comes down to the timing. I like to put a lot more time into production at the start of the videos and at the end of the videos and in the content. But I think once the game comes out, I'm confident that I can improve on that, because as long as I've only got 1 to focus on, it makes it a lot easier. Now, one of the other challenges I've sort of had, and a lot of other YouTubers you've probably heard this on a lot of other channels lately, but first off, not relating to what I was going to talk about, was the content creation. Now at the moment, my sort of, let's say, production PC, which is related to my job anyway, is actually at work. Now that's probably the round trip to get to work is about 3 hours. I don't want to give you a sob story, guys, but I think this first video gives you a bit of an insight into, my world and what happens, and it might explain why in some cases that you don't get 3 or 4 videos a week, because that's what I'd like to do, but it's just literally the situation I'm in. So production PC is actually at work. Can't take it home because obviously I can't carry it on the train. That'd be ridiculous. And plus the fact that I set the bar quite high with the original technology I bought. I bought a good microphone, I've got an NT2 Rhodes, good stand, you know, got a Phantom power amp. You know, I've got some good equipment. I can't afford to buy that at home because it's just a phenomenal amount of money. And the previous place I worked, I basically got that technology through that previous place and, you know, investing over a long period of time. So sort of set myself a little bit of a plan. I thought, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the graphics cards out the work PC and try and build a PC at home. So for Saturday and Sunday, I can actually make content. Because if I'm not traveling for 3 hours getting there and back, then I'm thinking that I might be able to do it at home. You can't do it at home when you've got kids there. I tried it. And the other, well, I could possibly do it, but one of the challenges was I built the PC at home. The PC's good enough to play, you know, Star Citizen and you know, 60 FPS, no problem. The issue that I had was taking the preamp and the microphone home, and then the second issue I had is because I'm doing this 60 FPS is the read and write speed. I was using normal hard drives, and at work I'm using SSDs. So when I thought about it, I thought, look, I can take all this stuff home, but you can't really take the boom home. I could buy another boom. It's just, it becomes to a point where it's just getting, for me to go down that route now, it's just really expensive, you know what I mean? And my channel earns a very small amount of money, let's just say. It pays for Star Citizen ships, which, you know, I've got about 4 or 5 ships. And that's about it, guys. I mean, there's no other, you know, income that I have that, you know, supports the things that I would like to do. Look, the reality is, if I did have a PC at home and I did have, you know, the same, another mic, another preamp, a large SSD so I could capture at 60 FPS and do the content, yeah, that would work. But the challenge I had is I thought that I could do it cheaply, you know, without replicating basically the same setup I've got at work, and it didn't work anyway. I'm not writing it off. I'm just going to take me a lot longer to get the rest of the technology over the next 6-7 months. Now, one of the other reasons as well it's handy having the technology at home is because it's very difficult to me to be reactive to what happens within the game. So if, let's say for instance, PAX comes up, if it comes out on the Sunday, well, I'm sort of can't make a video until a week later. It's not ideal. That's another reason why I'm sort of more conscious about it, because I'm thinking it's not so bad now when we're getting the ship releases and stuff like that, but once we start moving into the persistent universe, I'm going to have to plan something between now and then to put that infrastructure in place so I can actually deliver the content. Probably told you a bit too much information there, guys, but you know what I'm like, I did talk a lot. Anyway, so moving on, I've been, well, I'm not really saying I'm interested in this, guys. I think there's a, I don't know if this is turning into the Tactical Advanced talk show. A lot of other YouTubers have been looking at this Vessel thing, right? For the guys, the people that don't know what Vessel is, and Vessel is basically, it's a content creator's website where the user pays a subscription. You pay $2.99, you know, per month, and then you get access to content from the top YouTubers, exclusive for 4 or 5 days. So that means after 4 or 5 days, that content then gets put on to YouTube, and then the normal, you know, subscribers that haven't subscribed to see it early get to see the content. Now, in practice, there's a lot of YouTubers out there, big ones. I would say it's looking like a landslide of people moving over there, guys. My concern is for me, I'm not a particularly big channel, you know, compared to these other guys. You know, I'm just a little speck on the map as such. But I'm thinking that as much as financially I can see that could be a viable option to generate more money to, you know, help the channel out, help me invest in things and do the things I like to do. Ultimately, to be honest here, if I could not work and do this full time, that would be my ultimate job on the planet. Do you know, and to be fair, it'd be the job that probably earned me the less, but it's actually really what I want to do. So, but it's difficult getting to that position. You know, you need millions of subscribers and so on. So anyway, look, the downside with Vessel is if you upload a video now, let's say for instance to Vessel, right? And let's just say 4,000 or 5,000 people go over to Vessel and subscribe to see that video of mine, right? Brilliant. Now they're the diehards. They're the people that probably always watch my videos and they want to watch that content. That's great. Now the negative side of that is majority of the time if I make a video, they do relatively do well in Star Citizen's realm anyway, so I'm quite pleased with that. But I can sort of see a bit of an effect that could have on my channel. So I'll give you an example. If I put a video out on Vessel now, and it goes live for 4 days. And all them diehards have watched that video, and I'll be like, yes, fantastic. Do you know what? Probably would earn more money going via Vessel, but I'm seeing there's going to be a massive impact on my channel, because what would then happen is 4 days later when that goes live on my channel, the view count's going to be low, and if that view count's low, that means that that video won't get placed in YouTube very well. So, you know, I've been mulling it over, and the thing about Vessel as well, it hasn't actually officially gone live yet. It's in beta, but all these big YouTubers are signing up to it, and what I'm thinking is I'm not going to do it for now. I want to wait and see the effect that it has on everyone else's channel and get the feedback from everyone else. It seems odd. I mean, there's some real sort of people out there. I mean, you know, other YouTubers out there, credible ones, are doing it. But maybe, I suppose for them, because they've got more subscribers, you know, like millions, so maybe they're not really worried about when the video goes over to YouTube, what that view count is going to be. So if I made a video now, if I was doing technology and I made it on a HTC mobile, for instance, and I uploaded that to Vessel, and let's just say, you know, 20,000 people watched it there, when that video goes into YouTube, where would I actually rank in YouTube for that keyword? See, I'm not sure. That's what I'm thinking. So anyway, probably really told you too much about Vessel really, but it's a bit of an insight. I've been keeping my eye on it, trying to get in contact with them. I've subscribed as well, just to have a look to see what it looks like, just out of interest. You think you can sign up now for beta and you just get the first month for free. So most YouTubers won't tell you to do that because it's going to work off an affiliate link. But if you want to go and have a look now, guys, just go to the website. So anyway, look, going forward, I'm definitely going to make more channel update videos, because as much as, you know, I'm making this content, I want to evolve you guys as well in actually, you know, what's happening on this end, if you know what I mean, because there is a person behind the actual videos. Also, I've been spending a lot of time on the forum. I'm not going to lie to you. I've got a Tactical Advanced forum as well. That has sort of been a part of, you know, I didn't want to sort of just have a channel. I wanted to have a gaming community as well. And that does take up a lot of time. All my spare time, really. So that's another side as well. But I've got to look at some sort of monetization. I mean, I can carry on how I'm going on, but the concern is you know, I'm just going to run myself into the ground financially, because, you know, I just don't have the money really to invest really anymore in technology to get where I want to get to. So I don't really know what the answer is at the moment. I think I'm just going to plod along and then just see how it goes and just keep my eye on it. Maybe Vessel does turn out to be a good thing. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Now, as for video content, I've got lots of content I would like to do, lots of ideas that I'm planning on doing, which are going to be... I sort of don't want to give too much away and spoil it, really, but there's going to be other episodes on the channel other than that I've got now. You know, I'm going to move into the game at some point, if you know what I mean. Well, there's no real game there to go into at the moment, if you know what I mean, but go into the game as in, like, you know, on a journey maybe, and you guys can, you know, follow that story as it progresses, which is going to be really cool. I don't want to give too much away. So I'm looking forward to that. That's definitely going to happen. But obviously continue on with the normal videos. There is some videos that I actually make sometimes, and I think, look, I'm making this video. Yeah, okay, we've seen the other variants, and you could say, well, we've seen one variant, you've seen them all. But at the same time, I've sort of got over that myself, because now I think, look, okay, it might be we've seen one of the other variants, but at the same time, if you're thinking about buying a ship and you want to watch the video and you want to see around that ship, well, there's a reason to do it. And particularly when you've come into the game at a very early stage with a particular ship, and then you want to progress up, you know, you want to know the journey you're going to go through, and you want to know the ships that are lined up with that. So I think that would always stay. But I'm expecting that to change, not from the physical content, but I think we're going to have showrooms in the game, you know, like we're doing on Earth, you know, like we have a Mercedes garage, BMW garage, and I'm sure it'd be very much like that, so we can actually go and see the ships. So I'll make videos on them as well, and I think that'll make good content as well. I mean, I don't know how difficult it's going to be, or how many people are going to be standing there when I'm making it, but maybe we could, you know, involve some of the people as well, you know, who subscribe to me and stuff like that. You know, you can come and watch me making the videos live, be standing in the crowd or such. That might be pretty cool. So lots planned. So anyway, so just wanted to give you a bit of update. Hope you like the format, guys. I mean, this is the first one. You know, and the next video I'll probably do. Don't know if I'll do once a month or something like that. I think it might be worthwhile. That's about it, guys. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. See you later. Bye now.